welcome to this Getting Started series on using the Mac with VoiceOver. In this video, we're going to talk about the VoiceOver control panel. Okay, this can be quite a technical topic as we're using a lot of navigation techniques, but I just want to start putting things into practice for you. You can watch these videos in any order. You don't have to watch everything in the order that I've recorded them. So the VoiceOver utility, it is a control panel like you might have in JAWS or System Access or NVDA if you're on Windows, to control the various speech output and braille output as well that you can have available to you as part of the screen reader. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press VoiceOver keys, Function and F8.
Opening VoiceOver utility. VoiceOver utility, VoiceOver utility window, utility categories, table, general. Selected has keyboard focus.
We are now in a large subset of features, which is like a tree view or a table as we know it here, of options. Okay. Now here,
VoiceOver utility
is the start of the window. VoiceOver left arrow got me there.
Utility
So
categories.
the blip means the first item on the screen. So we're in general. Okay.
Verbosity. Speech. Selected. Utility. General.
Now with this, you don't need to use VoiceOver keys to navigate. Just up and down arrow to the item that you want to look at. So let's have a look, shall we, at
General.
General. If I VoiceOver keys right arrow now.
Speak the following greeting after login. Welcome to Mac OS. VoiceOver is on. Contents.
So you could say, this is Will's laptop, keep your hands off. Okay, and it would load. So that's just the basic. I might change mine to hi Will or hi mate or hi dude or how are you or something. It's just to let you know it's started. So there's no, JAWS for Windows is ready or nothing like that. You could type what you want there, and to prove that, I'll just backspace and put hi Will, exclamation mark, and I read the line.
Hi Will. Speak the following greeting after login. Hi Will. Insertion at beginning
See,
of text.
so I've now typed in what I want to say when my Mac boots up. VoiceOver right arrow.
Display welcome dialog when VoiceOver starts. Unchecked checkbox.
The welcome dialog, I don't use that. Not used it for a while. I think that's just a very basic overview of VoiceOver. I haven't used it, so don't quite know what that was. I do apologise.
Control option. Keys to use as the VoiceOver modifier. Pop-up button.
Do you remember earlier when it said you can use the control option or the caps lock? If I just down arrow on its own now.
Menu 3 items check mark. Control option. Control plus option.
Check mark means that's the currently selected item. Down arrow.
Caps lock. Caps lock. Control option or caps lock. Control plus option or caps lock.
Okay, so caps lock's not selected for me to use the VoiceOver keys. By default, you're going to hear
Caps control option or caps lock. Control plus option or caps lock.
because when you first have a Mac, it said, didn't it, on the quick start, you set to use both by default. So yours will say checked on that one, but mine is still set to
Check mark. Control option. Control plus option.
So now I'm going to escape,
Closing menu. Control option. Keys to use as the
but we're still in the dialogue. We're not thrown out of this area because it's like a separate app. VoiceOver right arrow.
portable preferences off. Image.
Portable preferences, that's if you want to save your preferences, I believe, and take them to someone else's Mac and just annoy them by putting your speech rate, etc. and your settings on there.
Portable preferences. Setup button. Portable preferences let you take your VoiceOver preferences with you wherever you go.
There we go. So VoiceOver right arrow.
Allow VoiceOver to be controlled with AppleScript. Unchecked checkbox.
Now AppleScript is really useful. If we check this, you could do the right option key to the right of the space bar and T could tell you the time and things like that. So there's a variety of options available there with AppleScript. Again, I don't really use it, but it's there if you want it.
Help button.
Help, of course, this will bring up the VoiceOver utility area of the user guide, okay, and we'll talk about that when we do the web pages because it requires knowledge of how to navigate like you're on the web. So let's VoiceOver right.
Close button.
Now it's wrapping around to the first item on the screen again.
Minimize button. Zoom. Toolbar.
There, that's the toolbar. Again, we're not interacting with it, are we? So we go VoiceOver right arrow because we don't want to interact with it.
VoiceOver utility. Utility category.
And we're back where we started. So that's a very good thing there. So down arrow.
Verbosity.
The verbosity, how much information do you want to hear as you're navigating? Do you want to hear hints about how to do things as well? That's all in here. Again, there's loads of information on Apple Viz as well about all of this, but to give you an overview, if you voice over right arrow,
Speech.
the
Select.
speech tab of verbosity,
Braille
the
tab.
Braille tab of verbosity, you can have a Bluetooth or USB Braille display connected here.
Text tab. 3 of 5. Announcements tab. 4 of 5. Hints tab.
So there's a lot to explore, okay? There's too much for this tutorial to explore here. Let me go voice over left arrow back to the table.
And voice. Utility categories. Speech. Navigation. Speech. Verb. Speech.
Speech. This is where you would control your voices. What main voiceover voice do you want? And there's a whole way of customizing it. Again, it's a bit too advanced for a getting started series, but again, there's a lot to explore and there's a lot you can read up on. I am more than happy to do a more advanced tutorial, if you like, on the control panel. I just feel that for this getting started series of videos, it's too much to take in. But there's a lot here, like in any screen reader or application settings menu, there's a lot to look at. Navigation. So does your mouse pointer on the screen follow the voiceover cursor that you can see as the rectangle round items or not?
Web.
The web. We'll go in here.
Navigation. Selected. General tab. Web router tab. DOM order navigate web pages.
So again, the web rotor, we'll talk about the rotor in the next section actually. I'm going to do that one. You know, what items do you want to see in the rotor? Do you want to see links? Do you want to see headings? Do you want to see frames? Or do you just want to see links and headings? You know, what do you want to see? So again, it's very, very, very customizable. And to prove it,
General,
if I go into rotor,
navigate, DOM order, web selected. Select a checkbox to enable or disable an item. To reorder the items, use command up arrow.
See, so you can really customize what you actually hear and see on the screen. It's a very customizable screen reader.
Item order, table, no selection, links, checked checkbox.
I'm just down arrowing.
Headings, checked checkbox. Form controls, checked checkbox. Tables, checked checkbox.
So what if I don't want to see tables in my rotor? I just press space and it unchecks it. I'll confirm it.
Web tables, unchecked checkbox.
Now to confirm it, you can do voiceover space here, look.
Landmarks, checked. Select a checkbox to enable. General tab. Item order. Table. Row. Article. Auto web. Landmarks. Tables. Checked. Unchecked.
Now to get the full experience and the full feedback, you would interact with the table and voiceover up and down arrow. But because I know what I'm doing, I just use the standard up and down arrow keys to go through the table.
Landmarks. Checked. Checkbox. Articles. Landmarks. Unchecked. Articles. Auto web spots. Auto web spots. Checked checkbox. Out of item order,
etc. So you can really customize what you see and or don't see. I think this is a more advanced topic to the control panel, but as you can see, there's a lot to voiceover. There's a lot you can do. So please feel free to explore the control panel and look at the help as well.